Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing, glowing under the bright lights as thousands of fans roar in anticipation. On this night, the heavyweight division brings together two men with Olympic gold in their past and reputations carved in stone. From England comes Lennox Lewis, tall, elegant, and dangerous. At this point in his career, Lewis is searching for validation. Critics whisper that he is too cautious, too mechanical, not yet the heir to the heavyweight throne. But tonight offers him an opportunity against a man known for grit and toughness. Across the ring stands Mercer. From the United States, Mercer embodies the nickname Merciless. He carries a granite chin, a short, stocky frame, and a warrior's heart. A man who has never feared punishment, who has traded with the hardest hitters and refused to bend. Mercer walks to the ring with no fear, knowing he has nothing to lose and everything to prove. The tension builds as both men stand in opposite corners, gloves glistening under the spotlights. The referee's instructions are clear. Keep it clean, keep it fair, but fight like champions. The bell rings, and instantly, the duel of styles begins. Lennox Lewis extends his long jab, pumping it with precision, trying to establish his distance. Mercer, raw from nearly a year away from the ring, is undeterred. He pushes forward with his own jab, short and stiff, daring Lewis to trade. The crowd senses early that this is no ordinary bout. This is not going to be a cautious dance. This is going to be a fight. As the first round unfolds, Mercer lands crisp shots inside, including an uppercut that surprises Lewis. The garden erupts. Lewis answers with thudding jabs, his gloves snapping Mercer's head back. Each man looks unshaken, refusing to yield. Two Olympic champions, now heavyweights in their prime, locked in battle. The story of this fight is only just beginning. As the rounds progress, the crowd realizes they are witnessing something rare. Mercer, shorter, stockier, built like a fire hydrant, is not intimidated. In fact, he is walking Lennox Lewis down. He slips inside the jab and lets his hands go. Short hooks, uppercuts, right hands. The kind of punches that can test even the most disciplined fighter. Lewis, usually dominant with his jab, finds Mercer hard to discourage. Mercer's neck, thick and unyielding, makes it nearly impossible to land clean shots that will move him back. Every time Lewis scores, Mercer surges forward again, firing combinations with relentless determination. In the corner, Lewis is told to settle down, to keep pumping the jab. His trainer reminds him that Mercer is dangerous, that he cannot simply stand and trade. Lewis listens, but Mercer keeps closing the distance. The American is willing to eat jabs if it means he can land his own leather. By the third round, Mercer has drawn blood from his own lip, but shrugs it off. He keeps pressing, unleashing short right hands that stun Lewis momentarily. The crowd roars with each exchange, sensing the vulnerability of the bigger man. For the first time, Lewis is forced to answer questions not just about his power, but about his heart. And answer he does. Lewis rallies with thundering jabs, combinations off the back foot, and an uppercut that rattles Mercer's guard. It is chess at close quarters. Mercer trying to smother, Lewis trying to create space. Both men land, both men absorb. It is already shaping into a war of wills, not just skills. The kind of heavyweight contest that separates pretenders from true champions. The middle rounds are brutal. Lennox Lewis tries to regain control, pumping his jab like a piston, throwing more combinations, stepping back to use his reach. But Mercer refuses to break. He takes the jab, counters with his own, and fires looping right hands over the top. Inside, Mercer begins to find success with uppercuts, forcing Lewis into uncomfortable exchanges. The British fighter is tagged and for a moment wobbles under the pressure. Madison Square Garden shakes with excitement. Mercer senses his chance, throwing punches in bunches, his face grim and determined. But Lennox is no stranger to adversity. He fires back with heavy artillery, A stiff jab, a snapping left hook, and a thunderous right uppercut that draws gasps from the crowd. Mercer's head jerks, but his legs remain planted. He grins, almost daring Lewis to throw more. This is no one-sided fight. This is a battle of equals. Round after round, they trade momentum. Mercer crowds Lewis on the ropes, pounding to the body, while Lewis answers with sharp counters. By the sixth round, swelling begins to form around Lennox's right eye, evidence of Mercer's relentless assault. Yet Mercer, too, shows the marks of war, his lip bleeding, his face reddened by the jab. The judges' scorecards tighten. Commentators argue back and forth. Is it Lewis's precision or Mercer's pressure that deserves the edge? What is clear is that the fight has become a war of attrition, a test of stamina, discipline, and raw willpower. And neither man shows signs of surrender. As the fight pushes into the later rounds, fatigue sets in. Both men have spent themselves, yet neither is willing to let go of victory. The exchanges become more desperate, more furious. Mercer digs to the body, throwing his short hooks with venom. Lewis, behind his jab, tries to reassert his control. The eighth round is a turning point. Lewis, urged by his corner, sharpens his punches, firing combinations with renewed intent. He snaps Mercer's head back with uppercuts and crosses, but Mercer fires back with overhand rights that crash against Lewis's guard and sometimes break through. The ninth round becomes a microcosm of the fight. Lewis jabbing, moving, scoring. Mercer pushing, bullying, landing heavy right hands. The crowd is on its feet, sensing the stakes. This is a close fight, too close to call. Lennox Lewis knows what's at stake. A loss here, and the critics will say he's overrated, that he cannot handle pressure, that he is not the man to carry the heavyweight division. For Ray Mercer, a win could resurrect his career, proving that Merciless Ray is still a force among the giants. In these championship rounds, every punch carries weight. Every jab, every hook, every uppercut could swing the momentum. Both men are tired, breathing heavily, but they dig into reserves that only true warriors know. The Garden echoes with chants, each fighter's name screamed by their supporters. It is no longer just about skill. It is about heart. The 10th and final round arrives, and the atmosphere is electric. Both men know the fight is still up for grabs. The referee calls them together, and the crowd rises to its feet. Lewis starts fast, pumping the jab, trying to claim the round early. Mercer pushes back, throwing big shots, looking to impose his will one last time. They trade on the inside, uppercuts and hooks smashing through guard. Sweat and blood fly with every connection. The sound of leather on flesh echoes through the garden. The final minute arrives. Mercer, exhausted, refuses to step back. Lewis, weary but determined, keeps the jab flowing, snapping Mercer's head with precision. The crowd is screaming, urging both men to empty the tank. "Who wants it more?" the referee shouts. And in that moment, both fighters unleash their last flurries, toe-to-toe, until the bell finally rings. The crowd explodes in applause. Two Olympic gold medalists, two heavyweights who gave everything. No quit, no surrender, only respect. The fighters embrace, each man recognizing the other's courage. Now it is up to the judges. The announcement comes, a split decision. The tension is unbearable. Finally the words, for the winner, Lennox Lewis. The Garden erupts. Some cheer, some boo, but all know they have witnessed something unforgettable. Ray Mercer, though defeated, walks away with honor, his stock higher than ever. Lennox Lewis, bruised but victorious, has proven something vital. He can stand in the fire and survive. This was not just a fight. This was a war, a battle that tested the heart of both men, etched forever in the story.